Hello, I'm Allison, and today I am going to be doing a dissection on the sheep's brain. Now, when we're just looking at our brain here, we kind of see three main sections. We have this bigger section here, which is our cerebrum, this next one here, which is our cerebellum, and then the bottom here, which is the brain stem, and it also attaches to our spinal cord. So, when we're looking up here at our cerebrum, we can divide it into two hemispheres, our left hemisphere and our right. And within these, we have our different lobes, which are also in our human brain. At the front here, we have the frontal lobe, which is usually just this front section here. Next, we have the parietal lobes, which are these two sections here and here. The temporal lobes are on the side here, so when you turn it this way, your temporal lobe is located here. And then at the very, very bottom here is our occipital lobe. Now, looking closer at our brain here, we see all these kind of squiggly looking lines on it. These, the raised part here, so this lighter color that we're seeing, that is your gyrus or gyri, which means hill. So it's the raised portion of our squiggles on our brain. Now, looking closer, we see all these deeper grooves and lines. Those are your sulci. So that's just the deeper grooves along with the gyrus or gyri that we see here. We also see some separation here and here. That is the great longitudinal fissure. So that's dividing our left and right hemispheres. Same thing kind of at the bottom here. This is the transverse fissure. So it's separating the cerebrum from the cerebellum here. So that is pretty much it for the outside. When we flip it over, so this is the underneath side that we are looking at now. Here we this is a section called the midbrain, so it's the center of our brain. Down here again, we see our spinal cord. We have the pons here. The optic chiasm is right here at the top. They're kind of hard to see. Yeah. But that's the optic chiasm, midbrain. This is our medulla, this part here, and then the spinal cord. So, I am going to make a cut along our great longitudinal fissure here, right down the center, and we will take a look on the inside now. Now, the brain is very squishy, so it cuts very easily. I'm going to try and get it as centered as possible. So, after cutting it open, we went ahead and just split it all the way down. So, it was here. And now we have it like this. So by looking on the inside here, we can see some structures already. The main one that we see here, this long kind of line right there, that is, hold on one moment, the corpus callosum right there. So it's a more dark white line that we see running through. Here we see the thalamus, and above it right here is the pineal body or gland. Here, we can kind of see some separation in color here and here. This here is the superior colliculus, and then below it is the inferior colliculus. So that is some of the structures. And then looking here, we see our spinal cord brainstem. Here, the center part is the medulla that we saw. And this at the very end, looking here, is those pons. The top here, that is the cerebellum. And looking inside of it, we see these arbor vitae, which is this branching structure within the cerebellum that we are seeing. So this is our left side, and we can kind of see the same thing in our right here. Again, we have the thalamus, we have the inferior and superior colliculus. We can see the arbor vitae in the cerebellum, the end of our brainstem, which we more have on this side, the medulla and the pons there. We can see better some of these ventricles that we have. The ventricles are located about here is a ventricle, right here, and right underneath here there are ventricles. Underneath our corpus callosum, which was that darker white line that we saw over on this side of our brain, right underneath it is the fornix. The fornix is running right underneath that corpus callosum there. And again, when we put it together, this is what it looks like. And then we can open it up and see. And again, when we hold it right here, this right here is that midbrain we looked at underneath. So we can see the inside, and then we close it in that outside again. And that is all. Thank you.